Early in July, in exceedingly hot weather, a young man came out of the garret in which he lodged in S Place and walked slowly, as though in hesitation, towards K Bridge. He had successfully avoided meeting his landlady on the stairs. His garret was under the roof of a high 5-storied house and was more like a cupboard than a room. But even this cupboard, sparsely furnished, oppressed him. His landlady, on whose account he had owed some rent, lived on the floor below, and every time he went out he had to pass her kitchen. And each time the young man felt a sick, frightened feeling, ashamed of his debt. It was not cowardice, but a long-standing irritability, a descent into hypochondria, that isolated him. He dreaded meeting anyone. Poverty had crushed him, yet its anxieties had begun to lose their grip. He neglected the daily necessities, his desire gone. The landlady's actions held no sway over him. He would rather slip away unseen than endure her petty demands. The act of leaving his room gave him a fleeting sense of purpose, but it quickly dissipated. He walked without direction, aware only of his rags and the judging eyes of the crowd. It is better to be alone, he thought. What concern are they of mine? Their vulgarity, their drunken revelry. It sickens me. Unaccustomed to crowds and ashamed of his appearance, the stifling heat and foul dust amplified his inner turmoil. He longed for solitude. A sudden awareness of being followed sparked a jolt of irrational fear, though he had done nothing wrong. He found himself on a street even more desolate, his gaze filled with a morbid eagerness. He had narrowly avoided his landlady that day, a small victory in his otherwise burdened existence. His thoughts were disjointed, a whirlwind of agitation he desperately tried to control. To contemplate such a deed yet be paralyzed by trivialities, he mused, a strange smile playing on his lips. It is all in one's hands. Why not try? Then a chilling thought took hold. What if it truly happened? The very idea sent a wave of terror through him. A sudden weakness overcame him. He sought support against a post, his breath coming in ragged gasps. It is only the heat, he told himself, a feeble lie. The cool water offered a brief reprieve, yet a deep-seated anxiety remained. The initial surge of emotion had faded, leaving behind only a profound weariness. He moved as if in a dream, drawn towards the bridge without conscious thought. Then a sudden thought broke through his haze. Why this place? There was another purpose. Ah yes, Marmeladov. Marmeladov! The memory of their meeting the day before sent a wave of unease through him. Yesterday, but... A new thought, sharp and agonizing, pierced his consciousness. He had meant to go elsewhere. Yes, the rehearsal. I had planned a rehearsal of my project, postponed until tomorrow. A strange smile touched his lips. Why this worry? Could I truly be contemplating such a thing? A chill ran through him. No, nonsense. It is merely the heat, he concluded, a wave of shame accompanying the thought. He forced himself to look at the river, finding a brief respite from his inner turmoil in its calm flow and the gleaming buildings on the embankment. But the beauty was fleeting. What a horrid place, he muttered. The heat, the crowds, the grime overwhelming him. I must escape. He turned, seeking the open air of the Haymarket. A craving for the countryside, for freedom, surged within him, but escape was impossible. He had no means. He walked on, unseeing, until he reached the Haymarket, its stench of taverns and drunken cries only deepening his revulsion. He paused near a tavern, a strange weakness overcoming him. Perhaps a drink, a beer, or even vodka. He stepped into the dim, fetid air of the tavern, seeking a moment's respite. He sat at a dirty table, the raucous sounds and smoky haze filling him with loathing. He quickly left. He wandered the streets again, directionless, a throbbing pain behind his eyes. A sudden crowd drew his attention. He pushed forward, a morbid curiosity overriding his weariness. A policeman stood over a fallen man, a small gathering of onlookers their silent witness. A pang of pity struck him. He knelt beside the bloodied figure, a futile gesture of aid. The man was beyond help, unconscious, his lifeblood staining the pavement. Sickened by the sight, he turned and walked away, the weight of the city pressing down on him.